Hi, so welcome back. This time we're going to be looking at some new number ones coming out in May from DC, Marvel, and Image. So, not that I'm biased or anything, but we'll start with DC Comics. Nothing to do with them being the best comic publisher coming out of America. Nothing at all to do with that. I am totally not biased, totally have no affiliation to them, honestly. But yeah, we're going to look at the greatest. We're going to look at DC Comics, new number ones coming out in May 1st. Okay, so this will be coming up right about now. I say stretching my words out. So first up we have Absolute Catwoman. So this is a 6-issue series, $4.99 standard or $5.99 for cardstock cover, written by Shea Grayson and Scott Snyder. I've read an IDW series by Shea Grayson, like a horror one. She's worked with Scott Snyder quite a bit in the past and really good writer, so I'm looking forward to this. Obviously it's always exciting to see the Absolute Universe being expanded, and the art is by Bengal, who did a Rick Remender series recently. Very exciting artist. So this series is going to be Scorchio, as the young kids say these days. But yeah, highly recommend checking this out. But the good news is this isn't the only new thing coming out from the Absolute Universe this month in May. So we have Absolute Green Arrow by, let me just get this right, Pornsak Picoche, with art and cover by Raphael Albuquerque. Again, 6 issues, $4.99 standard, $5.99 cardstock cover. Variant covers by Gerald Perel and Gwellan March and Chula Latte. And it looks from this, because if you remember in the one-shot special for Absolute Universe, Green Arrow, Oliver Queen, actually got killed. So, and judging by this, it looks like it's going to be quite horror themed. He looks like he's actually undead or a zombie, so very intrigued. Quite a unique, interesting take on the character of Oliver Queen. So yeah, this will be another one that is guaranteed to be a very hot potato. And hot potato, what am I on about? Next up we have Tales of the Green Lantern Corps. I don't know if this is just a one-shot or if it's going to be a series of Green Lantern comics focusing on different characters of the Green Lantern universe, but this is a Guy Gardner one. Obviously he's got renewed popularity since the Superman movie, and it's written by Jerry Duggan, arts by Matteo Lolli, covered by Edwin Goldman, variant covers by David Aja, Ariel Olivetti and Ethan Young. $5.99, 48 pages, or $6.99 for the variant cardstock covers. And yeah, he's become popular again. Last time he was this big was back in the 80s with the Justice League International, so do check this out. And we have, this is one I'm very excited for. 1, I like the writer, and 2, I like the character. Barbara Gordon Breakout, number 1. This part of the DC Next Level. Written by Mariko Tamaki, art by Amansei Nahupan, cover by Cole Keschel, variant covers by David Nakayama and Yannick Paquette. $3.99 standard cover, and I think these prices are wrong. I think it'll be $4.99 for the variant, $5.99 for the foil cover. Apparently, Barbara Gordon ends up being arrested because she's basically rebels against the laws that Vandal Savage is laying down in Gotham. So this could be quite a fun, like, breakout, literally by the title, story, good crime story. And then we have an interesting Elseworlds one here, Superman Father of Tomorrow, $4.99 standard, $5.99 cardstock. Kenny Porter's the writer, art cover by Donny Earls, variant covers by Riley Rosmo, Gabriel Hardman, Nimitz Malavia. So this is basically taking this viewpoint of what if instead of Kal-El going to Earth, it's Jor-El, his father. So he's a big ass, grown ass man who ends up in the spaceship. So I don't think. But then again, it looks like Paramar Kents are in there. Do they adopt him, or does he go there as a child? Who knows? But quite intriguing, an interesting Elseworlds tale. And lastly, for the DC section, one, if you've never read it, you need to have this in your collection. A groundbreaking comic in all senses of the word. Saga the Swamp Thing, facsimile edition, written by Alan Moore, art by Steve Bissett, covered by Tom Yeats. $3.99 standard, $4.99 blank cover, sketch cover variant, or $6.99 for the foil variant. This is the first issue of Alan Moore's Swamp Thing, the Anatomy Lesson. A brilliant story. This is what put Alan Moore on the map in America. This was like the start of the British invasion. It's a landmark historical comic everybody should own. If you've never read it, you'll be blown away. And now we come to the distinguished competition, or well, it's Marvel, innit? But yeah, Marvel do have some new titles coming out. I'm going to try and be excited about them. There's one that there is one that I'm looking forward to, but then just not doing anything new and exciting. Honestly, it's just getting me frustrated. But anyway, rant over. On to the first one. First up, we have Spectacular Spider-Man Brand New Day by Dan Slott, Marcus Toe and Marcus Martin. These were the team who did Spider-Man about 10 years ago. Had a very successful long run, and it's set around about that time period, so it's one of these retro series. Now, initially, this was meant to be slated as an ongoing, but no, they've now reduced it to the Marvel idea of an ongoing, 5 issues. So it's a 5-issue retro series, and that's your lot. I guess it becomes popular, might do another mini-series, which Marvel love doing. Hundreds and hundreds of mini-series, but yeah, it's not an ongoing, so ignore the previous rumours. They've now got it definitely listed as a 5-issue mini, and I think it's $4.99. I forgot to put the price on that one. And then we have another Doctor Doom comic, another 10-issue Doctor Doom comic, again by Ryan North, Francesco Mobili, with covers by Alex Ross. I can't remember if the first issue is $4.99. It might even be $5.99 because Marvel likes to slap first issue tax on first issues. But yeah, it's carrying on yet again with the ongoing saga of Doctor Doom. I've got to be honest, and I know this is an unpopular opinion, I don't like Doctor Doom. I don't mind him in small doses, but I find him quite a boring character. And I know that's sacrilegious. I know most people, he's like their favourite Marvel villain. But yeah, he's just never done it for me. But I do apologise. There we go. That's coming out. I'm going to get so much hate with this. Next up, we have Reborn Ultimate Impact, 1 of 5, $4.99. It's by Chris Condon, Stefano Caselli on the art. It says here, Miles Morales returned from the Ultimate Universe with a plan, safeguard the origin boxes, whatever the fuck they are, catalyst for the creation of new superheroes before they fall into the wrong hands, but the secret is out as Miles' battle over the boxes engulfs the entire Marvel U. This May, Chris Condon and Stefano Caselli team up to create stunning and unforgettable new characters on both sides of a conflict that will shape the future of 616. So there you go, that's why they finished the Ultimate lines to do this. I'm confused. I don't know. It does not hold any appeal to me. I don't get it. I don't know. I'm confused. If anybody's got a clue, help. But coming up next, this one is even more baffling. We've got Civil War Unmasked, 1 of 5 by Crystal Skage and Edgar Salazar on art. The only reason I brought out this series is to celebrate 20 years of Civil War. Haven't they already done about 5 different Civil War miniseries celebrating the original Civil War with lessening returns each time? But Marvel like to milk a cow, and that's what they're doing. Can I say that? But next up, this one I am really, really excited for. JLA Adventures. I've said previously I don't like intercompany crossovers. I don't like them when just like one-shots where they just cram as many stories in as possible, like they do recently. But I like them when they're done as a proper, fully-fledged story, and they take the time. And this one is one of the best that you can get. Kurt Busiek and George Perez on art, written by Kurt Busiek. $5.99, 48 pages each issue. Now, what is interesting, they're keeping the intercompany crossover going. Marvel will do the first issue and the third issue, and DC will do the second issue and the fourth issue. So I think that's kind of nice. Nice bit of intercompany friendliness going on there, where they're both sharing printing and publishing duties on it. So I highly recommend getting that. I can hardly remember the story, so I'm definitely picking it up. And next up, but by no means least, we've got some interesting new titles coming out from Image. Can you really call them an indie now? They're not really, are they? They're like the next... These 3 are like the biggest publishers going in comics in America. So first up, we have If Destruction Be Our Lot. It's a new ongoing by Matthew Rosenberg, who's a really solid writer. Art by Francesco Segala and Andy MacDonald, it says here. It's an extra size 48-page first issue, $4.99. And it says humanity is extinct and all that remains are robots who wants to help us. The robots who wants to help us are happier now, doing their work without human interference, but not Abe. He believes there must be something more out there. After nearly getting killed, he's determined to wander the earth until he finds it, or get recycled trying. Brilliant artists Andy MacDonald, Doctor Strange, Wonder Woman, and adequate writers Mark Elijah Rosenberg and Matthew Rosenberg. Bring you an ongoing sci-fi adventure about finding purpose, holding on to hope, and really lonely robots. Next up, from the Tiny Onion stable, we have Odin, a 9-issue series. The first issue, 40 pages, $4.99 by James Tynion IV and Marguerite Bennett on writing. Artist is Letitia, can't read that, and Jody Belair. A miniseries premiere, Green Room meets Midsummer in James Tynion's most relentless horror story yet. I'm excited for this one. Adela will do anything for the perfect story, including going to cover with neo-Nazi punks headed to the frozen forests of Norway under the misbegotten belief that they can summon Odin and achieve their promised white destiny. What awaits them in the woods is far older and stranger than any of them can comprehend, and no gods are coming to answer their prayers for help. So this will be good. So really, really pleased for this one. And we also have next up, penultimate one I'm going to mention, Of the Earth, new series, 6-issue series, I'm so tired, by Chris Condon, art by one of the goats, Charlie Adlard, miniseries premiere, and it says it's a neo-noir tinged eco-horror miniseries that's Blood Simple meets John Carpenter's The Thing. That's all I need to know. I'm going to be buying this. Two creatives who I really like. Chris Condon is one of my favourite modern writers, and I adore Charlie Adlard's artwork. This is going to be fantastic. If you've never tried a Chris Condon book, this would be a good one to jump on. He's a really, really good fresh voice in comics. You will not be disappointed. And $4.99, 40 pages for the first issue, and this is going to be a 6-issue series. And finally, and I think this is quite a big coup for Tom McFarlane, She Spawn 1 of 5. 24 pages, $3.99. The big coup in this is that they've got Gail Simone writing this. Art by Iguara. And it says, Jessica Priest has been a soldier, an assassin, a superhero, and a mother. Now she has to take on the role of saviour to protect a small child from an angelic cult set on sacrificing him in the name of their cult. So yeah, if you're a fan of Spawn, this will be an essential read. You know you're going to get good writing if it's Gail Simone doing it. I don't like Spawn. I don't like any of the universe, but I can appreciate when there's talent on a comic, and there's strong talent on this comic. So, yeah, if you're invested in Spawn, give this a try. And that's it for May from the main 3 publishers. There are some other number ones, but these are ones that really stood out for me. So have a good time. Speak to you later. Bye.